So yeah, the Concordia Food Coalition started when there was a conference. There was a conference, a talk, where Professor Satoshi Ikeda had a conversation and brought awareness to a lot of the food issues on campus. And I think there's a lot of different things, different aspects to the food issues on campus, or the things that we want to build towards, like build the alternative. But he was talking from nutritional value to genetically modified organisms and democratizing the food system. And he had this talk. And after this talk, we were made aware of the food contract coming up, and it was to bring some sort of attention to that at the same time. And we were about maybe 60 people in the room. And as soon as the talk was over, we divided up. And when we divided, there were 3 different committees. There's communications, research, and probably mobilization or something of the sort. I don't quite remember. But out of those groups, some of the people kept meeting week after week. And we realized that, these people were stable people that wanted to make a difference and wanted to build momentum. That's kind of how the Concordia Food Coalition came about. So I think there were 2 main things that were important for the Food Coalition. At the same time as the food contract was up for renegotiation, the main food contract of the university that provides for all the residencies, there was also the Java U space, which is on the 2nd floor of the H building, or was there. And we wanted to start by also taking back student space that has been lent out to these other organizations. Because that space was also, just to give context, it was a space that was given to the CSU, passed over to Corp, the for-profit branch of the CSU, and they were managing it. And so they had leased it out to Java U, and it was their 10th year contract, which was up for renegotiation, and that was at the same time as the food contract, the food provider of the university. So these 2 things were happening at the same time. And from my understanding, that was the main idea why I feel like it was created, from my understanding. So and then people kept meeting, kept organizing, and figuring out what the next steps were, what we wanted to do, how to build capacity. And through the Concordia Food Coalition, so many other beautiful projects have stemmed out of there that I wouldn't have thought of, but I guess that's how it started. It started with these 2 things that we wanted to mobilize towards. And to be able to mobilize towards that is just all part, for me anyways, of democratizing the food system.